Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Kojimo here, back with another video. Today we are going to talk about some myths that I see people believing inside of Counter-Strike 2. We're going to start with some very beginner stuff, but then expand all the way at the end of this video with some very deep concepts that you might be believing that are just completely wrong. Now, this is coming from my 15,000 hours in this game. I've competed internationally and experienced a lot, so take everything I'm saying with a grain of salt, but I really want to get through some of these myths, some of these lies that you've been believing, and help you progress and become the best player possible. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into the video. Now let's start with something very beginner, very new, very basic. On pistol round, guys, stop believing the myth that you should be saving and, you know, building your economy for the next rounds. Trust me, there is zero reason to ever save on pistol round. It is a really bad mistake that you're making, and you're tricking yourself into thinking, oh, you know, if I just only buy a smoke, I don't need to buy up the rest of the stuff. Pistol rounds are so unbelievably important in CS2, and the implications from pistol round to the next rounds in the game, the whole entire half, means so much, right? Both mentally, strategically, economically, every aspect of the game stems from that pistol round. And if you're not buying down every single thing you can, except we're not trying to buy decoys, we're not trying to buy that kind of stuff all the time. If you're not buying down, you are making a mistake. So I want you to hear that right now. And if you have any friends, if you have people that insist that they're playing smart by not buying, trust me, on pistol round, it is the worst thing you can do. You're not doing yourself a favor, and you're not doing your team a favor. So that's the first myth that I want to just completely throw out the window. It's really bad. We're going to get into a lot of other good stuff in this video, guys, but first I have to give you a message about how to get some real good looking Counter-Strike 2 skins.
Thank you to the sponsor of today's video, Skins Monkey. They are one of the greatest and easiest to use CS2 trading sites out there. You can swap out the skins you do not like for brand new ones that are so much more fresh. Even skins that are trade locked can be secured by adding them to your backpack. The greatest thing about the site is that you can buy skins for so much cheaper with a 35% deposit bonus when you use my code, KOJO. Make sure to check out the freebie section where you can get a free skin just by completing tasks. On top of the bonuses, you also get a $5 bonus when clicking the link in the description.
All right. So the next myth that we are going to talk about is going to tie into this a little bit as well. It's the idea of saving when we've won the round prior. Guys, there is no situation except, you know, maybe if you're an Awper and just trying to meme on the other team, meme on your opponents, and build your economy up a little bit, that you should ever be saving when you win a round. When you win a round in Counter-Strike, you should be getting SMGs, you should be getting rifles, you should be doing these type of things, because if you're not doing this, you are literally hurting yourself so much. So yeah, outside of saving for an op after we've won pistol round, that is the only time you should ever really not have a gun, an actual primary gun on the round next after you win. So again, send this to your homies that are making that mistake. Get these bad habits out of there. It's a big bad myth that a lot of low-level players suffer from, and they don't even realize how detrimental it is. And you're like, well, Coach, I'm building my economy, no, you're not. The best way to build your economy in this game is by winning rounds and by buying weapons that are going to keep the other team from getting kills, keep the other team out of the game, right? Don't hinder yourself more than you need to. Guys, I'd love to continue giving these great tips, tricks, all these myths. I just want to shout out my second channel real quick. It is Kojimo. I do live coaching sessions over there. And if you want to schedule me to be your coach, go ahead and fill out the link in the description of this video. I'd love to work with you and take your game to the next level. Let's go ahead and talk about the next myth. So we're talking about economy. We're talking about all this stuff. This is a myth that I actually think a lot of higher level players are not really fully understanding. I think it's a myth that a lot of them fall for, and it's the fact that an AK or an M4 or all these weapons are not always the best choice, right? Like an op is not always better than a Tech 9. An M4, AK is pretty overpowered. An M4 is not necessarily always better than an MP9. There is certain situations and circumstances where I actually rather have an MP9 versus an M4, right? Say I'm here in apps, in an M4, is not the fastest shooting weapon. It's not the closest range weapon. If I have an MP9 and I'm up in their face, the gun is literally shooting so rapidly, it's shooting so fast, and I might kill the person literally in a split second. Versus if I have an M4, it's gonna shoot a little slower. We're probably still gonna get the frags. Also, guys, one thing I want you to think about specifically with SMGs is An SMG is infinitely better than an M4 when your opponent is on like 1 HP, 10 HP, whatever it is, because your bullets are going to kill them anyways, right? So like say you're in a 1v1 situation here on B site as a T, there's a Mac 10 down and then there's a freaking op down. In most cases, if you are full HP against that guy on 1 HP, that Mech 10 is going to be your best bet, because one bullet from this stream of endless like freaking fast firing bullets is going to be so easy to hit, versus an op, it's all or nothing. Also, it's why you'll see oppers a lot of times using their Tech 9, their secondary, right? Because sure, the op is an overpowered weapon, it is so good, but in certain close range situations, that nearly $5,000 weapon is actually worse than your $500 secondary. So understand that just because a weapon is more expensive doesn't mean it's actually better in these different circumstances, right? Also guys, if you're going to hold W and play really aggressive, an SMG can actually be way more valuable than a AK, right? Say we're entering out B here and we are the entry, we want to get up in their face. It can be so much more valuable to have an SMG jump all the way out here and start running down a guy, versus if we have an AK, we can't be as mobile, right? We have to be a little more stationary. So it's definitely something that a lot of high level players still argue about and don't understand. So definitely something to keep in mind, and definitely something to think about. Now, here is another myth that I want to talk about specifically for oppers, and that is that your primary objective is to get kills. Now, while your primary objective with the op is to get kills, you're supposed to frag out and do all this stuff. This is a myth because we're losing sight of the even bigger thing that I think is important as an opper. Your job isn't just to get kills, your job is to stay alive. Way too many oppers think that, oh dude, you know, I got a kill in this round, I did my job. Well, no, like that kill is great that you got, but why did we come back here and re-peak and give ourselves away? And then at the end of the game, you're like, well, I had 20 kills, I did my job. Okay, why do you have 23 deaths? Like, what was going on here? How did we die every single round of the game, essentially? And the way more important statistic for you as an opera on every single round is deaths. How many deaths are we having? Are we saving in different situations? Guys, you're not freaking prime Kenny S every single round. You shouldn't be going for 1v4 random clutches that you have a 1% chance of winning. Take your op, go and save it, and sure, rack up some kills on these exits, but way too many of us don't know how to back off because we think that we just need to keep going forward and forward and forward with the op. While aggressive opping is very good, we've got to know when to flip that switch and understand it's not as valuable. Now, for this last tip, guys, this last myth I want to break, it is going to be that your premier rating matters, and I'm not good enough to play face. I'm putting both of these in the same category because I really want to give this knowledge to you guys. So the first one, my premier rating matters. I'm gonna be straight up with you guys. Your premier rating means nothing. Ultimately, if you want to progress and get better at this game, premier means literally zero. What's gonna actually matter is your faceit rank. It does not matter if you are on the premier leaderboard. It's a great ego boost, but these are not where the good players are. This doesn't not matter at all. If you eventually want to play team CS, your faceit rank matters so much more. It's just such a better system to be in. And sadly, guys, like you're spending a lot of time in the wrong area if you're grinding premier nonstop. Now, I think it's great for new players to play premier and get into that system a little stress-free and do all that stuff. But just understand that if you're actually trying to develop yourself, premier is not the place to be. Like you're genuinely like so much better off playing on faceit. So I just want to put that out there. I want you guys to be able to understand that. And it ties into the fact that people say, I'm not good enough to play faceit. You know, I'll play faceit when I'm 20k premier, 15k premier. Like, no, guys. You're going to learn so much on faceit. You're going to be playing with so many more serious players. People actually have consequences. You're not going to deal with as many cheaters. Guys, play faceit. I don't care if you have 500 hours in the game. And now all the people that are low level faceit are going to comment on my video, don't get these players in faceit. They're going to be horrible. Well, okay, be better then, right? Like if you're constantly in the lobby with these guys, then it should be easy for you to get out of there, and you know, you should be able to make friends and queue. So I want all the new players to be playing on faceit. I want them to learn, develop in the best system possible, and I don't think we should gatekeep just because you guys are scared of getting them in your game. Like I said, just do better and be better if you're scared of getting these players in your game. So I wanted to leave you guys with those messages. I really want you to grow. I want you to become the best player possible. So like I said, I do offer that personal coaching. I can give you the hard truth. I can teach you stuff that you've never seen before in the game. If you want free content, go ahead and check out my second channel. Go ahead and check out this channel. As always, I'll catch you guys in tomorrow's video. Let's keep grinding and keep growing. Let's finish this year off strong. See you guys tomorrow. Peace out. Peace out.